your friends could be struggling even when they're posting these beautiful lifestyle pictures, but are you aware?
Wow.
And are you conscious of how much it affects you? I used to love being the designated driver until I realized that an ex-girlfriend just had me do that because I was the one who didn't do it. So that wasn't a fun designated driver job. But I've always been that guy since, because I lived as a monk for 3 years. But one of the things you mentioned was finding alternatives. And during my monk life, we always talked about how there was something that we called the higher taste. And it was saying you can never give up a lower taste unless you had a higher taste.
Sure.
And so there has to be a switch. There has to be a replacement.
Has to be a replacement, 100%.
And so the fact that you found alternatives, I think that's half the battle.
Sure.
Because most of us are trying to take something out of our lives and then you're just trying to fill it.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back to what you had before because you're not finding a replacement. So that was beautiful. And the second thing you said, which I loved, which was having this conversation and dialogue with other people. Someone who's 1 year ahead of you, someone who's 10 years ahead, someone who's 20 years ahead, who's gone through that process and they're open and honest and vulnerable about, well, you know what, I did have a weak moment, or you know what, this was really tough for me. And I think having those communities where you can talk about these things makes a massive difference.